Okay, my friends. So let's look up Kipchoge's marathon time. Kipchoge marathon time. I think if I remember, no. See, okay. So this is the fastest official marathon that he ran. So this one here, I believe, this New York Times article will tell us. Yeah. So there's something. Don't worry about the will not be recognized as a world record. The dude ran a marathon in sub 2 hours. So that's boom, sub 2 hours. Okay. What I'd like to do now is that's 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. So what I want to do is I want to actually just get that in hours. So it's smaller than 2. It's probably like 1.999 something or other. So what we're going to do is we're going to goof around with Google here a little bit, and we're going to convert that time. So we know there's a 1. It's going to be 1 point something. So let's change 59 minutes 40 seconds to hours. I'm going to try something. Let's just see if this works. 59 seconds for hey, look at that. I totally did. 59 minutes 40 seconds to hours is 0.9944444444. So we'll just call that 1.99 hours, which is actually going to make him seem like he's going a little bit faster than he actually is, because he actually, all those 4s mean something, but there's so little time. So we're going to call that 1.99 hours. Okay, friends, in case you want to see that math worked out kind of in the methods from the project, I figured I'd take a little break here and show you. So we know Kipchoge's time was 1 hour, 59 minutes, 40 seconds, which is a little confusing to look at it that way. What we need to do, we know that's an hour, so we know it's at least an hour. It's almost 2 hours. We got to change minutes and seconds both to hours. So rather than doing them all at once, I'm going to do each piece. So I'll do the minutes next. So that's 59 minutes. I'm going to put it over 1 just so I know I'm keeping track of the conversion fractions. And then I just got to convert minutes to hours, which means minutes has to go down here and hours has to go up here. And I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So basically, I'm going to grab my little divider offer chalk, also known as orange, and divide off the minutes. And then you've got hours left, so it's going to be 59 divided by 60. I can't do that in my head. I Googled it. It's 0.98333333. So for minutes, it's 0.98333 going on forever. Okay, so far, no problem. Okay, seconds. So here's minutes. Seconds. We know he did 40 seconds. And there's a couple different ways you can do this one. You can convert seconds to minutes and then minutes to hours. Or you can jump right from seconds to hours if you know how many seconds are in an hour. Let's assume you don't, and let's just start with seconds to minutes. So it's going to be similar to this one, except you're going to be multiplying by 1 minute is 60 seconds. So then if you divide off seconds, you're left with minutes, and then you just have to use the same conversion that you used up here. So you're going to take 40 and divide it by 3,600, 60 times 60. So that ends up being 0.0111111111. So for the hours, I'm going to make it a little confusing. Hours of the minutes and hours of the seconds. Apologies for that. That was a little confusing. Because these are all hours, right? I mean, that's what we're doing, is we're converting all of these things to hours. It's the only unit that's going to be left in each of these conversions. And that's going to be 0.0111 ... And if you add those straight down, you got a 1. You got a 1 out front. 0 plus 9 plus 0 is just 0.9. 0 plus 8 plus 1 is 9. And then you got there's a bunch of zeros. 3s and 1s, which is why you get those 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 all the way across. So in case you were interested, some students, and this is the time of, I think, mathematics we're in right now. A lot of students still are from the school that, like, if you use Google to do something, you're somehow not doing the math.
You are. It's becoming a tool. Calculators like Google, in the way we're using it, are just becoming a tool to use, just like any other tool you would use in mathematics. I mean, hell, I'm not doing 59 divided by 60 with long division anymore. Thank God for that. I don't think I remember how to do it. So we're just making peace with that, which is what we're hopefully seeing in this project too.
Okay, so now what I want to do is, that's fast. But some of you might be saying, like, how do you know that's fast? Well, two things. I've done the math on this, and I used to be a runner. And I know for a fact the fastest marathon I ever ran was just over 3.5 hours. So this dude basically ran twice as fast as I did. But for those of you who don't run, that might not have any context to you. So let's change a marathon in 1.99 hours into miles per hour. Now, how many miles is a marathon? Well, you can Google that too. Okay, how long is a marathon? I spelled it wrong. There you go, 26.2188 miles. That's how long a marathon is. Most people just say 26.2. Anyway, so Kipchoge did 26.2188 miles. So we're going to do 26.2188 miles in 1.99 hours to, let's just do it, how about to hell and back? No, let's do miles per hour. Because what we've got is we've got 26.2188 miles, 1.9 hours to miles per hour. Okay, it's not going to do it because the units are confusing it. But now check it out. We've got miles and we've got hours. So all we've got to really do is divide 26.2188 by 1.99. And this number will be in miles per hour because you got miles and you got hours. I wonder if I put miles up top. I'm curious, can we keep the unit? We've got the number, can we keep the unit? Divided by 1.99 hours. Will it give us miles per hour? It does not. It changes it to meters per second, which is annoying. Okay, Google sometimes does this. What if I go in miles per hour? You see, I'm really trying to just avoid doing basic arithmetic. Ha ha! Got it!
Friends, sorry about all the ha-has, got it's, and overexcitement about math, but you have to realize something. Being a Gen Xer, I grew up without a tool like Google, so all this stuff was done on a calculator, by hand, on the chalkboard. I still find it to this day incredible that you can do these kinds of conversions on your smartphone if you have it in your pocket. Also, the idea of training Google to answer the way you want it to is something I wanted to show you with this video. Like, when we tried to just divide miles per hour, for some reason, Google changed it to meters per second. Probably because there's only 3 countries on Earth that use miles instead of kilometers. But you can teach Google by saying, please put it in miles per hour. So as you use Google more and more in this way, by all means, you'll get much, much better at training it to answer how you want it to answer. So anyway, back to Kipchoge.
13.2 miles per hour. That is ridiculous, friends. That is ridiculous. I encourage anyone, go out and try to run for any distance 13 miles per hour. It's nuts to think about that speed. So anyway, and it should also make sense. If he's basically doing 26.2 miles in effectively 2 hours, he'd have to be running that 26.2 in half for each hour. So anyway, okay, so if he's going 13, I can copy this whole thing. If he's going 13, that many miles per hour, how about we go in feet per second? Holy crap. 19.3 feet per second. Now that you might be able to process. A lot of people, 13 miles an hour, you probably think driving in your car or riding a bike. Neither of those things are very fast for a bike or for a car. Running is a different story. Most people, I think, don't run regularly, so they don't understand how hard it is to run. But anybody trying to move in 1 second, 19 feet, give it a shot sometime. Seriously, it's insane. It's insane. Okay, one last conversion, and then I'm going to have you try this. What I want you to do now, or what I'm going to do with you now, is change feet per second, or miles per hour, really doesn't matter to me, into minutes per mile. So the reason I do this is if you run, this is actually very often how people describe their mile time. How many minutes per mile do you do? how many minutes. It's not miles per hour or feet per second. They do minute miles. So let's just try something. Let's take this, okay, feet per second in minutes. I think I'm gonna, this might break. Nope, it did not break Google at all. So Kipchoge was averaging around 4.6 minutes per mile. 4.6 minutes per mile. That is ridiculous. Now I bet you of all these measures, that one back there is probably the one that meant the most to you, 19.3 feet per second. I guarantee that one meant the most to you. Just because it's the easiest to kind of process. I look at 4.6 minutes per mile and I just shake my head. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me to move that fast. I test my own mile and a half time in the lovely Jump Up Jenny Cruikshank's Total Fit class every year. And if I'm lucky, I can pull a 7-minute or just over or under a 7-minute mile. So this dude is just flying. Okay, you've seen me run Google to do some conversions. Now, I'm going to have you try it.